Hello everyone and welcome to the Wolfside channel! Today with a very special topic, always special, the Thursar Frontliner. Because of the recent video about the magic defense, and I also talked about the differences between the Orkmir Frontline and the Thursar Frontliner, people have asked about this build. And yes, it's currently one of the best frontliners ever, especially when it comes down to magic fights or even smaller scale fights where a lot of magic is involved. But the main key things on just creating such a war machine is you go to the Clade window and you select Thursar. Then you select a sub race there in the bloodline, and it's Tindremic. Which, by the way, when you don't know the lore of Tindremic, I also made a separated lore video just for that, for the Empire of Tindremic. It's linked down in the description. But basically you need the age of 30 for your Thursar, and at the height it's very important that you get this correct. I mean, you can also correct it with, if you're having a very advanced cook, he can cook your stuff where you can grow in size or shrink in size, but it is very important that you have it at 200 centimeters. Then the rest is not important. You can put your first points into dex, into intelligence, into whatever stuff you want, because these attribute points can be reskilled very easily. To your size or your fatness, you need to be stout, at least stout. And then of course you can customize the rest of the character however you want. But the main important thing about this build is that it's also viable without trinkets. Of course, it's much more viable when you use trinkets like damage rings, about 10 to up to 20% damage in a type of damage and stuff. You can do a lot more damage, of course. But in general, in terms of no trinkets, this build is very good at the baseline itself. I mean, of course, you also need a few mastery points there, and I mean 80 points is okay, is manageable to grind. But with the 80, there's no damage type in there, so you also have to skill in the blunt, piercing or slashing damage type. And your main primary skills would be these, of course, but you can also skip potion utilization when you don't fight with potions, when you don't have an alchemist in your guild, or you don't have so much money to afford potions all the time. Then you don't need potion utilization, of course. You can also add some more weapon types or some more battle variety to this build as well, so you have a few skill points left over, maybe even for bow builds, not for mounted archers of course, but at least for a bow. The Clade Gifts are also skilled for maximum PvP advantage, more or less, so you of course need adamant, life seal. These are the two big no-brainers, and Stück. And of course all the extra attribute points that you can get, because you need to pump up the Psy. Because again, this magic defense is a killer on the battlefield. It's awesome. The good thing about new builds is that you can also re-roll. The bad thing is it also costs $9. And we also need to see what Starvolt is doing with the new Reckoning patch that will come soon. Then maybe we will see a lot of differences in the clades and a lot of differences in how the fighting works because of the special moves and of the special abilities and stuff. And then, of course, all the builds until then wouldn't make so much sense anymore. So it also depends on your personal preference if you want to take the step to re-roll a character to try it out. The Thursar War Mage, whatever, Battlefront. But it really boils down to what Starvolt want. How does the game change in the future? And is the Thursar Psyfigther maybe a little bit OP? Or maybe not? You decide. Please leave your opinion about this build in the comments. Would be really awesome, by the way. And share this video with new players and stuff that maybe want to make a frontline fighter, because I guess this is the way to go. At least currently for this month. I don't know how it is next month. This is funny because the month is nearly over. So yeah, please leave a like and subscribe. Would be really awesome, by the way. And special thanks to all these supporters, of course. Carmel, Lucario, Mr. Minerva, Damn Tired, Ronus, Paternax, Cologne Bulldog, and all the others, of course. And never forget to make your frontline hard. Make party art, make party art. See you all next time. Goodbye.